Apologize, Nadia and colleagues, the old flip art put them in. So after the presentation, the next one, I'm going to allow for 2 or 3 questions max, but the chat box here on the sideline is where a lot of questions can be placed, and Zuki and the team are processing them, okay? So if you want to ask Nadia, and the next speaker is going to be from the NCRF, platform growth, that's just what you and Lennox are saying. So this huge growth in both commercial and community, and obviously we're very saddened by the huge losses that we've seen in jobs in all the industry. It's very worrying, and I know Minister Ndabeni Abrahams and the team have started discussions to see how we can look at this last week. But the thing that I want to see is surely there's something interesting about that growth. Is it about our own storytelling? Is it about South Africans having a taste for community, media, and local behavior? You know, something is there. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had this enormous growth. And obviously that growth now, I'm also worried, Nadia, about your point about unregulated players in the industry. And I hope that experts in this group will do more justice to unpacking that for us in a moment. So what I'll do, I'm going to now ask Xolani. I hope the NCRFT a mobility problem. So Xolani Nozewu, as you all know from many of our interactions, he is the president of NCRF, and Xolani has a very lengthy history in this sector. Vuani Radio in the Eastern Cape is where he's based, but his footprint is with all of us in the radio sector nationally. So he has been nominated by his team to represent some of the inputs to this meeting from the community radio side. So Xolani, over to you. And I do want to remind you that I will guide you on time with my little pictures. But secondly, I will allow 1 or 2 questions to both speakers. If you'll be ready, we'll take you, and then I'll allow for a little bit more of a question time because Professor Berger has to leave for another urgent appointment. So I hope that's okay. If there's any challenges, please interact with Zuki or Ntabi offline, and they will guide me accordingly, okay? All right. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, from very far area of the Eastern Cape to our colleague and friend Kola Nozewu from the NCRF. Kola, over to you, please, sir. I don't know if you're also presenting with Knox as Nadia was, but you'll tell us how you plan to present. So over to you, please, Kola.
Thank you very much. See you on the screen there. Good morning to you, Chair. I hope you can hear me clearly. I'll try my best to be much more short. Thank you very much, Chair. Let me just start by saying good morning to everyone, including issues. Can you give me the next slide, please? Can I ask for the next slide? Yes. Just who we are. NCRF, we are a membership-based organization with supporting services to community radio stations. We exist in all the 9 provinces with about 164 members, and we provide information and advice to community radio sector in all the provinces that we have in South Africa. We try to set standards, monitor implementation of operations and within the community radio sector, create and encourage community radio initiatives across the country through experiences, sharing of experiences, skills, best practice models, and resources as well that we share amongst each other as community radio stations. We coordinate capacity building for the sector, strategic stakeholders to facilitate the growth of the sector. This is just a bit of history about participation of this. Okay. This is just a bit of history about involvement of the previous forebears that have assisted the sector to be where it is today, like the Fairune Task Force, mass protest on the Fairune Task Force, where we felt that it was not inclusive of progressive campaigners to bring in broadcasting reforms, especially the community radio sector. I think people have actually gave us a bit of history on this one as well. Can you give me a next slide? Here we're just trying to show you some archive information that we have as initiatives, community media initiatives, where people were